Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm Eric, and today we're looking at the Amplid Surfari, part of their Centrifugal collection. Centrifugal? Basically their high-end series of boards with their coolest tech in it. And it's aimed probably at the advanced to expert rider and has a price tag to match and also some cool tech here in the tip that we're going to talk about that did what the marketing said it was going to do. So let's get into it. Now, from the looks of it, it's kind of a directional, very directional, POW looking kind of board. It's got a bigger nose up here. If you can see, there's some spooning there in the nose, which if I can get the light on it right, you will see a little bit of the little flexi points there. And that creates a spoony nose that floats a little better above the powder and keeping the turn initiation quick and snappy and reducing the amount of snow that tucks up and gets on top of the board here. But the marketing materials tell you as well that with the technology it's got and this is and that's, that it's also going to be an amazing board anywhere you take it on the mountain. So to put that to the test, we took this board out in a POW day up in Tahoe and then kept it out long enough to find out if after the POW was all done for the day, if this thing was still going to hold and handle in the choppy, chowder, chundra, whatever you want to call it, and the icy later day shaded spots and so forth. So let's talk technology. The primary special tech that this particular board series brings to the table that others in the Amplid portfolio do not, and that probably other board companies out there are not as up to date on, is what's called their Antiphase technology. And simply put, this reduces chatter transferring from the nose of the board into your foot and onto the edge. And the way they do that is they have some material in here that when the chattery wave starts up here, this other material doesn't want to oscillate at the same frequency, throws off the waves, effectively dampens them as they come in towards the area underfoot here.
Gnarly.
Now, if that works, then in practice, you'd expect something like you're having fun in some POW and you come back out onto a groomer and head into some choppy stuff, and instead of wanting to just straight line it down the hill to get back onto the POW again, you actually feel in control and have a good time and have some fun. And maybe this board is keeping you getting fatigued and all of that. So let's talk about our testing session. We started out the day getting one of the first few chairs as an upper mountain lift opened and had a great time in the POW. That spoony nose, the obvious kind of directional swallow-tailed sort of shape, the wide sort of volume shifted-ish, board shape overall. This is 260 at the waist by default. Only comes in two sizes, 157 and 161. So the already kind of wider width allowed me to scale this back a little bit. I'm 6'2", about 195, so usually go a little bit longer on boards, but with all this volume shifted boards that have been coming out, these shorter boards have been able to still hold my weight and make me feel in control. This one is no exception. Great edge hold. The Antiphase technology really works, and it really makes you feel much more confident on a board that otherwise you would think that you want to leave mostly with the POW. This one, when you get back out onto something icy or into the chop, all the places where that chatter would tend to destabilize you, maybe help you lose an edge or push out an edge a little bit and lose control. This tamps it right down and gives you back that feeling of edge hold and control, even when the conditions and the snow is changing underfoot. That makes this board super versatile and a lot of fun and a lot less risky to take out on a marginal day where there might be some stuff in the trees that you'd really like to go get to, or there's only going to be fresh for an hour or two before it's all done for the day. And then what do? This board has got you covered and is going to make sure you're having fun from the top of the mountain all the way down into the grittier, chopped up stuff towards the bottom as you get back to the bottom of the run. Now, to me, that made me a convert. I really liked the way this board felt in changing conditions. We took it out on Mount Rose and also a Diamond Peak in Tahoe area. And in both cases, I felt like a better boarder than I probably am.
I am a golden god! Yeah!
On this board, especially coming into those more challenging snow conditions, really feels great. So kudos on that side. Now, it's also a very expensive board. At this price, you're up there with Amplid Super DOAs and other high-end premium boards of the world. So, your expectations naturally have to come with it. And the comparisons are, you're getting stiffer competition in the comparisons. This board holds up very well. The construction is clearly high quality, very nice top sheet, very fast base. Got it out and was on a traverse that usually I'm scooting at the very end on most of my boards. Brand new base, brand new board. This thing sailed right through that section with speed and was able to transition without even having to do any of the scooties or penguin walks or any of that stuff. So very cool on that level. It's got a tail here. You've got some kind of metal reinforced ends there. Give the board a little more durability, be able to stand it up on its tail and in the parking lot or whatnot and not damage it. We rode the reference stance and they, give you a few little bits. This sort of set is sort of built in, but you can get a little bit more centered over it if you'd like that as well. And overall, yeah, just a really fun board to be aggressive on. I felt really confident popping out of a, tree section and coming out of some pow and being able to come right back onto the run at full speed and knowing that this board was going to keep its edge and hold no matter what. So that felt really good, a little confidence boost, let me be a little more slashy and dashy in and out of the trees. So I was playing the line along the run a lot, which was a lot of fun. And then even when that got boring, I was still able to really just crush aggressive lines, on the run, even though it was getting a little choppy out there and a little mogully by midday. So for that reason, the lack of fatigue and stuff like that, this board, 42, it gave me an extra hour out there at least where I didn't feel like my legs were gonna fall off. And that's great. That's worth some money to me right there, extending my riding day. And just that feeling of control is really important. I've ridden some other very POW-focused boards and just it was always this feeling of like risk as soon as I got back into something that was more groomed or packed powder or that kind of snow condition. But I was just kind of like slow ride it through there and not do anything too fun and just try and get back down on the lift. This does very well, handles itself very well in the POW. Not as good as some very specific POW boards, but plenty well to have a really great time in just about any powder condition. And then, like I said, once you get it back into any other condition, it still holds really well, and you feel that that surety, that secureness, and that edge not going to be giving out at you when there's no chatter there. It feels really great. So Amplid's really done a great job with this board. This is probably going to go right into my top selections on most days, especially after a snowfall. A lot of fun. It's mid-stiff on the flex. It's not your best jibby or park board, but it has lots of pop. So I was able to get little kickers and booters coming back in off the tree runs back into the trail and being able to have a lot of fun on that. So it has enough flex and enough pop to really still enjoy yourself and kind of play around. And not the best buttering board, but you can press into one if you need to. So yeah, great all-mountain POW focused board, definitely for the advanced rider, and definitely something that us middle-aged riders will definitely appreciate with that Antiphase technology. So take a look. So there you have it. That's our review of the Amplid Surfari. You can find links for it down below. You'll also be able to maybe find up here some of our other reviews of Amplid boards, which we really liked. And yeah, if you like content like this and you'd like to see more reviews and content around snowboarding, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. That'll keep you in the loop. If you liked this video, hit the like button too. And if you want to be annoyed by dinging bells every time we publish something, you can hit the notification bell as well. Although, I don't do that very often, so no worries.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.